proposito di Covid-19 abbiamo intervistato il professor Pierluigi Scalia sui vaccini in uso. Il professor Scalia è medico ricercatore italo-americano, direttore del network internazionale di pazienti esperti per i pazienti ISOPROG, con sedi operative in Italia e negli Stati Uniti, dove è anche professore aggiunto presso l'Istituto per la ricerca sul cancro e la medicina molecolare della Temple University di Filadelfia. Dall'inizio della pandemia il professore Scalia è attivamente coinvolto in studi mirati alla individuazione di geni predisponenti alle complicanze da Covid-19. Buongiorno and good day, Pierluigi.
Hello.
It's a great pleasure to talk to you because I interviewed you a few years ago in Caltanissetta, which is the common ground for the two of us, the same city of birth, shall we say. So Sicilian, viva la Sicilia. But on this occasion, due to this tragic situation of pandemic, I thought I would ask you a few pertinent questions because you are in the field of research and whatnot. We go straight to the vaccines which have been experimented and already used.
Yes.
So are they actually lighting up a light at the end of the tunnel, these vaccines?
Well, I mean, that's a good question, Concetto. If you ask me whether the vaccines are really good news for everybody, the answer is yes. Nobody questions the impact of a COVID vaccination program in the global level. It is critical to reach a sufficient cumulative herd immunity level in the population. This is both by vaccination-induced immunity and through the involuntary viral exposure have caused the natural acquired immunity in a growing number of people. This is the ultimate goal of in order to stop the propagation of the virus among the not yet immunized subjects. So there are, though, some critical questions in regard to the practical advantage of including in the vaccination program those subjects that have already been contracted, that have already contracted the virus, that have gone through the disease with or without major complication, and have already developed an antiviral immunity. In some countries and public health systems consider this issue as yet not being clarified. And I believe, along with other medical scientists, that it will be critical at this stage and in the upcoming year to prioritize vaccination for those subjects which have not yet contracted the infection or that are predisposed to COVID complications. This in contrast to those subjects that have already been exposed to the virus and developed an immune response.
But the question that everybody is asking now, including myself, is that are these vaccines in varying capacities, shall we say, geared to tackle all the possible variations of this virus?
That's another very good question. There is no direct evidence of that this vaccine do not provide immune coverage for the current known variants of the virus. On the opposite, actually, there is evidence that some of these ones, like for example the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine, has already been found to protect against a mutation that has been found, for example, in the two common variants that have emerged in Great Britain and South Africa. Now, how much coverage each vaccine provides to some of these variants is still a matter of research investigation. However, on a practical standpoint, how much more or less coverage each vaccine provides to these variants at this time does not affect the need to get as much individual immune coverage as possible to relieve each person's immune system the extra work towards developing a level of immunity that is able to clear the virus from the organism in the shortest possible time. So this is especially important in those subjects, of course, that need all the help that they can to avoid the complications, such as the elders and the one affected by chronic diseases. Okay, so now the question of the new viral strain, if you think about it, is not new. Think about the highly mutational influenza virus and the vaccines that are generated against the influenza virus, for which is established to periodically update their formulation with the introduction of some new variants, that can coexist the population. So of course, if new strains will emerge in the upcoming year, it is possible that the next generation of anti-COVID vaccines may adopt a similar strategy.
Yeah.
So therefore, we should not doubt the advantage of getting vaccinated as soon as we have the opportunity.
Well, just as a prophet, if you can, when do you think we will be able to start breathing again a bit? Because I can see the population of every country getting rid of most of contagion, whatever, contagion zero, but still having to wear a mask. What do you think?
Well, I believe most probably will keep on wearing masks and adopting this type of device along with distancing for quite a while, up until at least there is enough of that cumulative immunity in the population through these programs that we're actually taking, you know, I mean, they're actually pursuing. And it will come naturally, Concetto. I mean, as many of the other things and the catastrophic events, unfortunately, that occur in nature, even though we're not used to them, it will happen. And in my opinion, it will still take a year, a full year, to see really the full results and see people really just, you know, completely going back to normality. But yes, for sure, what I know, and that most probably we all have witnessed, that you know, society has changed. Even the ways we operate is changed, and we will overcome, and we shall overcome the problem with all the
stadium,
with all the possible ways that that progress, you know, and the tools that society, you know, provides us, not only on the medical standpoint, but even on the way of operating.
Yes,
and
Pierluigi, a final question very quickly. I've heard about experiments on the production of nasal sprays, which in a way not prevent coronavirus contagion, but for a few hours you are actually covered. Is that true?
I mean, there are this type of you know, tools.
Canada, I believe Canada is.
Yeah, and they have been already. I mean, it's one of the ways that, as a matter of fact, you can get vaccines rapidly in your system, and also other pharmaceutical type of you know, agents. So I mean, it's not new, and surely I expect some of this to reach the you know, the say the public, you know, in a relatively short time. So I mean, these are all tools that are they have been used. For sure, the most important thing to say these days is there's not one of this type of vaccines that really, you know, overcomes the other one as far as the effect. The important thing is the content, is the substance, the essence that is introduced in there, and that is and that they all have in common these days. It's actually this spike protein for this particular virus, which provides the you know, the widest type of coverage. So either way, we introduce this in our body, for sure, once it has passed all the appropriate you know, validation and clinical testing, it will be available to us. So let's be open to all these opportunities. For sure, we all need to get vaccinated, or at least we all need to develop an immunity. And so it's important to introduce also the serological testing, so that whoever already has an immune response out there, you know, can be traced as well, and can be part of the solution.
Yes. Well, at this point, I thank you very, very much for your participation in this debate here. And I'll see you sometime, hopefully in Sicily again. You know, who knows? Or Philadelphia. Or Philadelphia.
It can be in Philadelphia. It can be elsewhere. You know, you never know. It can be even in Dublin.
Oh yeah, you have to come here, of course. Right. Okay. Ciao, Pierluigi. Thank you.
Grazie, Concetto.
Yeah.